Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video. This is a paid request for James. Thank you so much for that. And for those interested in requesting any type of videos, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. And James wanted me to, it's funny enough, James wants me to do a commentary on a James Rolfe movie, the Angry Video Game Nerd movie. And this will be something. A commentary on this man. For those interested in requesting any type of videos, topics, reactions, commentaries, reviews, re-reviews, what have you, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. Get myself settled here. Alright. Let's get into it. Pause at the beginning. 3, 2, 1, pressing play. So, to start off with James Rolfe, I first found him in, I want to say, 2006 or 2007. Ninja Turtles and Karate Kid were the first two reviews I saw of his. Those are both games I played and grew up with, and to understand the frustration. And because of that, then I found YouTube. And then I found there were people like Army 21 and other people. Later on, Silent Rob and other people talking about all this stuff. Having fun, being comedic, being entertaining. Now, throughout the years, there's many episodes of his I enjoy. But as time went on, the Monster Madness stuff, where apparently, this crew stole a lot of stuff, plagiarized a lot of stuff. I'm like, James, why do you need someone to write movie reviews for you? Just sit down and talk about the movie. That's it. Just sit down and talk about it like this. You would get hundreds of thousands of people watching. They want to hear your thoughts. Streamwave getting in, and I didn't really care about any of those new guys. I didn't find them charismatic or intriguing. Rental reviews, I really didn't care to hear their opinions on it. A lot of people felt the same way. Some of the videos James Rolfe had out, some I like less than others. And this stuff here, like I'm watching here to get to this movie, James got a lot of money for this. And just the jokes, like Cockburn Studios, E.T., like how awful that looks. No company would ever make a game with that awful of a look. If it actually looked professional, but it was just an awful design, like Michael Bay produced Ninja Turtles film. That's an awful, terrible design, but it looks like what a studio would make. That would make it funnier. And the idea of making an Angry Video Game Nerd movie to me was never an idea that I think was ever going to succeed unless you really do it guerrilla filmmaking and independent. Do it like Clerks. That type of thing. Use all your own money. It's in one location. You, Mike Matei, the guitar guy Kyle Justin, just do all that stuff there. Maybe have it where all the video game characters come out. They want revenge for James talking so much smack about their games. So as James and his buddies versus these people. Maybe do it like, what was that movie? Press Start. There was an independent film called Press Start, which is dealing with video game characters. They use their low budget well. Here, though, James wanted to make some film that he felt was a legitimate movie. Because here's the thing about James. He always wanted to be a filmmaker, first and foremost. He wanted to be a filmmaker, first and foremost. He did countless and upon countless videos about the short films, what I'm saying. Countless short films. God, this terrible overacting by James that you don't buy at all his anger. It feels much more forced, much more fake. Weird that they couldn't use YouTube itself. I guess they were afraid of getting sued. And just like it feels very egotistical. That people would just be like, ha 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 ha, he's so funny, ha 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 ha. No, you need to whatever your intention is, you make yourself look like it's such an egotistical bit where, oh, you're so awesome, you're so beloved, people love you, people adore you. It just basically come off as unlikable and lousy. All these people are kissing his ass and all this other stuff. They're like, people prefer an underdog. And that's what's surprising to me, that James didn't realize that. When one of his favorite movies is Rocky. Who's Rocky? The underdog. People like rooting for the underdog. People like enjoying the underdog. And the fact that he kind of plays into like the reality of people watching Angry Video Game Nerd, when it should have been more of just his own fictional world, that maybe he does this, and maybe in his world people see this and no one likes him. People hate him. People's like, what the hell? But it just feels more like a jerk-off session. Look how these people praise him. Look how these people love him. Look how they adore him and worship him. If you don't know anything about the Angry Video Game Nerd, you could look at this and go, what the hell are these people talking about? Like, why do these people like this guy? This guy seems really annoying. If you are a fan of him, you'd be like, okay, like, enough of the jerk-off session. And again, his jokes here are not even that funny. They just seem much more fake and phony. And also, it's weird, like, you can use actual video games and not get sued, but you can't say YouTube. You say you pooped. Like, they can mention E.T. and they can show play of the E.T. game, but it's just weird. Like, certain things they can and cannot use. But yeah, this is a movie that just wasn't that funny, wasn't that entertaining, went all over the place. Doesn't make sense in the world of his video, because like there's a video where he goes outside and he's in like another dimension. He'll like other stuff will happen. He'll go over the place into the stratosphere, fly to the sun and throw a Superman game. But then he wants to put in the real world. It's like, well, that doesn't fit with your other videos. And then you want to bring these other characters that no one knows who they are. And people go, well, who the hell is this guy? Now I get James wanted to have, okay, we gotta have the buddy. The buddy has to be African American. We don't have the love interest, but then the twist is that the buddy and the love interest, they're actually the ones that get together, because they're not gonna be in any other videos. But again, if you're making this for fans, the fans are gonna go, who the hell is this person? Who the hell is that person? Where's the people we actually like and enjoy? Why are we bringing these new characters? And they don't seem that funny or likable. And this, listen, I think James, his acting is fine in most of the videos because they're YouTube videos. Maybe we're judging it in a different format, a different justification. When it's a full-blown movie, you're like, you don't seem like a good actor, dude. Just how big and just how grand he's doing this, and when he's angry, you don't buy any of the anger. When he's doing the Friday 13th review for Nintendo, and he's yelling about it, and he teased my ass, and he uses the control to hit Jason. Like, you bought the anger more there than anything in this. Here, it's like, He's almost a laugh every other moment. And again, this is a film that seems like just goes all over the place. It wants to be about how corporations play against the customers and use the customers and screw over the customers. That's this whole ET2. Again, they do use Far Cry 2, but they can't use YouTube. But it wants to be about the corporation, but then it wants to be about the Atari landfill. It wants to be about the ET review by the end. But then it wants to be a playing off cliches of the buddy cop or love interest. But then it wants to be about going to Area 51. But then it wants to be this zombie movie in the middle of it, which is a nightmare scene. James Rolfe got a chance to finally make a full-length film with a sizable budget. He used, I forget, it was Indiegogo, Kickstarter. He used one or the other. And hey, I didn't put money into it. Just I didn't know. I didn't think like the idea of a video game nerd movie would work. Idea if you did it, it should have been much more simpler, much more like Clerks, like in that realm. And then the story they had, I'm like, really? With ET2 and all the what? I just thought it was the wrong story he picked. I don't think it was that focused. It being almost 2 hours long doesn't help either. It's very lengthy. And also, I didn't think it was funny. It just felt very in your face, loud, and not that well written. I know Mike Matei had nothing to do with the movie. He has like a little cameo, but even he says, yeah, it had nothing to do with the movie. Mike Matei, he didn't write the script. His name is not in the credits. There's a, what was it, Andre? Another video game, another YouTuber. And it seems like this, not a lot of people really like or really care about this movie, even a lot of the hardcore fans. Maybe at the time, there were people more readily to defend it, but I think because, you know, the Streamwave guys and kind of pissing in the poo, so to speak, the Cinemassacre plagiarism thing, it seems like a lot more. Like, I've never liked this film. I always thought this film was awful. And I think you did watch this for free on Tubi if you want. I believe so. I'm watching it somewhere else. And I haven't watched about the Andre, I think it's called like the Black Nerd. I forget what his full YouTuber name is. But I haven't watched much of his stuff, so I can't say anything about it. But yeah, I mean, James wanted to make a movie all this time. He did short films. He stumbled on Angry Video Game Nerd kind of by accident, where he's doing all these little films, and then, okay, I'm going to film me talking about a video game, Simon's Quest. Then, okay, I'm going to talk about Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. Let's just talk about the writing. Like, okay, all of a sudden people just going to go a Conga line in a GameStop. Because that happens all the time. I mean, that's the thing at the back of the day. Like, it was over. People can relate to playing a video game and having a bad experience and being pissed off and angry about it. And I think when the Angry Video Game Nerd, it was the Angry Nintendo Nerd, and then it became the Angry Video Game Nerd, and then all these other people, they can relate to that. Yes, you heighten it up for comedic purposes, but you could relate to playing a video game, you get pissed off and angry about it, so you almost like, in a way, live vicariously. Oh, they're playing a bad game. This is how I felt. This is how I probably would feel about that game too. It's not the way anymore. I mean, now it's like much more about being overly committed, overly broad, overly over the top, more flash, more gimmicks, more cameos, instead of what made the the show, the character popular in the first place. I'd say some of the skits could be funny. Kyle Justin, the guitar guy, and the Atari Warriors, that was an entertaining one. Was it Polybius? Well, it looked like found footage. The way he did that day by day, that was more of a fun movie than this one was. Simplicity. It's like he got all this money and he spent it because he could, not because he should. So you have these characters that you've never seen before, that longtime fans are not really intrigued by, and new people are like, okay, it's a stereotypical black sidekick, stereotypical this and that. And it shows how they're not really the type of writers to write a full-length film. Like, you have YouTube videos that last 10 minutes, give or take. And this is what I'm talking about here is like everybody sees him and it's like, hey, he's so cool, he's so awesome, he's the most popular guy, he's like a rock star. That doesn't really... It makes you not like the character. Again, they don't realize that the underdog is more of the likable quality, especially for this kind of individual, this type of person. It's okay, this guy's full of himself and you're waiting for him to get a paid drop down or two. Nah, I'm wondering, does this really happen that girls that are scantily clad just go up to James Rolfe and goes, can I sign your TDs? I don't know if that's really the case there. If it is, I don't know what his wife thinks about it. I don't understand that direction of the character. Like, how does that make him more relatable or likable? I don't understand that line of thinking. And then for I understand while making the film, to finish my point before, he's a guy that was more about films than video games. He made these two little videos, and my mate kept pushing, no, you should make more of these. You should make more of these. My mate pushed him into doing it. Okay, fine. And then that's what got more prominence. And then, Back to the Future, the Ninja Turtles, and Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, like all these other videos. And then became so huge and big, just kept going again and again and again. It's funny because it's a puke joke that you could clearly tell he's doing this. It's out and it's like not really coming out of his mouth. And I mean, James is a fan of trauma, but it's just that the movie comes off as more juvenile than even his shows, and his episodes you're maybe more lenient because again how short they are. But again, when you make it longer, the cracks show more. So the cracks in James Rolfe's acting, the cracks in the writing or the lack of writing. And because you have such a budget and people are going to give you less leeway. People give you more leeway. I'm not saying they don't criticize, but they give you more leeway when it's a shorter bit, and you put it up for free on YouTube and all this other stuff. People are a bit more forgiving. But okay, you want to be in the big boys, then you don't want to be reviewed like the big boys. If I could finish my thought. So yeah, he did the video game stuff. Got very popular. But like I said, his love affair was always movies first and foremost. That's why for the most part, if he does a random video, it's about like an old Godzilla movie or Universal horror monster movies or things like that. Rental reviews, where then he barely got stuff to talk about because the other people decided to talk more than him, even though more people want to hear from him, not from the other guys. I don't know, this kid doesn't really seem that mad. He seems more happy. And then even then, like if you people looking so forward to the ET review, it's not even that much of a review. It's a very lackluster review. I would say if you want to watch a better review of ET, Spoonie One had done a better review of ET, where he did like an ode to Apocalypse Now. This is the end, my friend. The end. Like his review was better than James's review. And it was a lot shorter. This is before Spoonie 1 lost his mind. But again, this is like James, his chance to get a movie. So now he wants to put everything he can into it. No one to tell him differently. No one to tell him no. He's got full control. So is it, okay, what do I like? I like creature stuff. So you have that dream here. I like zombies. So you have this full scene of zombies are attacking, and he gets to make a zombie film. I love big Godzilla kaiju movies. We're going to see a bit of that at the near the end of the film. Hey, it's a Ninja Turtle fan. You got Robbie Riss, the voice of Mighty in 90s Ninja Turtle, to be a voice of the E.T. Let me put everything I can into this, because who knows, I'll ever get another shot to directing a film. Which he will never direct another film again. I think James himself knows that a lot of people did not like this film. Now, he's going to have a lot of people that are big supporters, but he would have to be deaf and blind to know that a lot of people did not like this. They're very disappointed. What do you go see Angry Video Game Nerd movie for if you want that idea? Do you want to see AVGN deal with zombies in a fun house in a dream scene? Or do you want to see him just reviewing games, being mad and pissed off, and what makes the games bad and humorous criticisms and making fun of it in funny, angry ways? That's why people go see it in the first place. That's why people watch the product in the first place. I mean, if they're going to watch, for example, let's say this, okay, think of it like a TV show. Think of a TV show. Okay, the A-Team. Which they did. Well, they did an A-Team movie and it wasn't that good. But there you go. What you want in an A-Team movie? You want the A-Team to help people, and they get their set together and they make a plan. They kick ass and take names with practical action. Let's not have much of any of that. It's just this big, overlong setup prequel, and not get the A-Team doing what the A-Team things are doing. But I'll try to do like a better example. You didn't really give the audience what they wanted. You got James Rolfe to play in a sandbox to try to be a director, and he failed. Introducing new characters that no one cares about. Creativity seemed to be lacking. Production value that people will criticize, like even that shot there where you look at the left. Actually, okay, pause for 1 second at 25 minutes and 22 seconds. Just pause. I gotta check something real quick, if I saw that correctly. Just wait, I'll be back. Okay, James looks up and sees his buddy. Okay, the guys look out the window. You see trees like here, and you see a bunch of like clouds they added after the fact over here. Right? It goes back to that shot. It's the same clouds. Okay, they lowered it down, so that's what confused me. See, that's what confused me, because I'm thinking, wait, what? 25 minutes and 22 seconds, unpause, now. That's what confused me, because we see the shot of the clouds, and then when it cuts back, then I see a bunch of trees over here. I'm like, wait a minute, there was clouds. Oh, for some reason, you see the window here, it cuts back, the window's here. When it cuts back a third time, they've now lowered it, so now it's up here. And that's why I'm like, your brain quickly goes, wait, was that a continuity error? But it wasn't. It just for some reason, they have a camera, I don't know. You think you would have had it on the same spot to not give people kind of that little whiplash effect. But that's the thing, like, do people want to see James as this rock star god with a massive cult of fans? In fact, some fans may take that personal, go, I don't act that way. What the hell? I'm not going. I like the guy, but is this how he views all of his fans? To be on their knees worshiping at the altar of AVGN? Some fans may take that like, what the fuck? Like, that's not me. That's not. Is that representative of fans? I guess not all fans. I mean, I don't hate James Rolfe. I like a lot of his videos. I do think he seems like a nice guy, but nobody's perfect, myself included. We all make mistakes. And I think he's a guy that's not assertive. I'm sure directing this film, there's a lot of moments where he goes, yeah, okay, we'll do that. Yeah, sure, we'll do that too. Yeah, we'll do that, fine. Which is fine if you don't want to be an ass. That's fine. You don't have to direct and be an asshole. Being assertive, though, is not being an ass. Because you're directing. You're the boss. You have to have control of the ship. It seems like a lot of people say he didn't have the best control of the ship. I want to look at the budget of this movie. And these shots don't look the best. I mean, when it's supposed to be them driving, you can tell it's just completely fake. $325,000. $325,000. $5,000. That is insane to me. That is insane to me. They had that much money and they wasted on this. Kind of curious on something. This person says about the AVGN movie and why it failed. Jenkins filming in Hollywood despite the budget, especially when New Mexico is a literal plot point. Yeah, it's a lot more expensive to film there. A lot more expensive. So your budget's going to go by real quick. The nerd as a character is shallow and doesn't hold a plot at all. That's a fair point. That could be a fair point. That's the thing, I don't know if this had really worked as a movie itself. Again, unless you just do it much more lower budget affair. And yeah, at the end of the day, the film is just not funny. It just wasn't that funny of a movie. Unable to secure funding from traditional investors, James Rolfe decided to independently raise money for the film using donations from his fans through both PayPal and the fundraising website Indiegogo. $325,000 for the budget. I'm just curious about other stuff. Sorry, 1 second. Let me look into this. It's very dragged out, features very few jokes, not much interesting stuff happens. They're not wrong about that. Again, he tried to have too much stuff in there and the movie just felt like it dragged. It's that phrase, yeah, more, less is more. Less is a lot more. I think that would have been a benefit to this film. It really would have. Less is more. I mean, the movie has no heart to it. That's one thing. I think you could rework the plot where he's a very angry individual, but he's angry and means well, and maybe the a sincere friendship between him and Mike Matei, like to show their sincere friendship, even though they're playing these characters. Where yeah, they get angry and they hate these video games, but they have a friendship with each other. So even though they're hating these video games, is the fact that they're still friends. It still brings them back to their childhood, and they enjoy their past, the sentimentality of playing games, no matter how bad they are, still makes you feel like a kid again, despite the need to grow up. It's funny this dimension. It could be like Clerks. Or you like Wayne's World. Again, they have this thing, and then someone wants to highly produce it, and he's like, no, I don't want to highly produce it, or Kind of like what happens Dreamwave. There you go. People buy it, and then they highly overproduce it, and then muddies the waters. And you need to get back to basics. That would have been a better plot for a movie than this. But yeah, at the end of the day, it just wasn't. Yeah, this whole thing here with the big conspiracy theory and the flat earth, and who cares about any of this stuff? Like, who thought that this would be a good comedic point? Death, Death Morphus. I mean, and people go, well, it's meant to be a bad film. And that's what James is doing this type of stuff, is to purposely make a bad film that's nonsensical and it doesn't make sense. So it's ridiculous upon ridiculous nature. So people watches, they're supposed to laugh at how ridiculous it is. But that's a very tough thing to pull off. Between being so ridiculous is funny and being so stupid, people go, this is lame, this is cringe, goofball horseshit. Again, do people watch an angry video game nerd movie for this? Like you bid thrust of the scene is a bologna sandwich. And then your big thrust of all this is a damn bologna sandwich. Come on now, man. Like, I'm just looking at some reviews. It's boring. It's so damn boring. It's not entertaining at all. It's completely forgettable. Who the fuck is the black guy and that slut the nerd is on his adventure with? Wasted money. James tend to overthink stuff. This movie's a good example. Should have been a simpler Clerk style indie movie. Good dialogue, no special effects. Now this over the top general character who's in this device that's like an ode to, what was it? Total Carnage or Super Smash TV or whatever it was. And he like his parts keep blowing up. I didn't like that video game. It just seemed like a random thing to reference. Now this music trying to sound like the Seinfeld theme. Now where they're trying to do a little bit more with the guitar. But before that, it sounded like trying to do the Seinfeld theme. I probably say this is better than Nostalgia Credits movies because those movies are like 5 hours long. I guess, okay, James at least put this under 2 hours. He didn't make this 4, 5 hours long. So I guess I'll give you that. Like To Boldly Flee. So I guess it's like 4 or 5 hours. Yeah, his wife wrote this film, and you wonder if it was her way of trying to be more diverse. So, have a female lead doing everything and overtaking the nerd and being more, really more smarter, more capable than the nerd. She's the one driving in the car chase. She's one. I wonder if that guy was a cameo. The guy that said shit soup. I don't recognize him, but I wonder if he's a guy like we're supposed to know who he is. Really bad effect. Just the fire effects look really damn bad on that. Again, it further showed you that James is not really up for acting. I don't know if James, maybe he, I can't believe he sincerely thought that this would be like his ticket to Hollywood. I would like to think he's not dumb enough to think that. I did. If he thought like maybe I'll make this film and I'll make like a splash, you'd be go, what? Huh? Hmm. And then, oh hey, would you like to direct another one? Instead, people are like, nope, fuck that. Yeah, I mean, I can't. I mean, I'm trying to see if there's any like production problems. There probably are, but if there were, they'd want to keep a lid on it. Again, you just look at the way these effects are done. 320, what was that, 325? $325,000, man. I think they tried to do too much in a location where money was going to be eaten away very quickly because you have a guy that's never made a film before. Directing a movie is very different from directing a fucking YouTube show. It's not the same thing. And then we go, yeah, it looks crappy because it's meant to be. Yeah, it looks bad because it's meant to be. And also, James has to realize if you're trying to purposely make something bad, that doesn't mean it's charming. Films like The Room and Silent Deadly Night 2, Troll 2, they weren't meant to be bad. It's just they were so bad that it makes it more endearing. Now is James trying to do a whole playing a level in a video game. Again, this could have been Mike Matei and Kyle Justin, where they're making fun of each other, they're making fun of the situation, and then they're going through these different trials and tribulations where they're like, I don't know, Jap Bird and Big Trouble in China. They think the whole thing's ridiculous and this is so stupid and dumb and what the hell. Make you fun of it. Make you fun of the conventions. Make you fun of all the stuff going on, but not the case. Yeah, putting some light in there so it's not too dark. The Atari logo based on Mount Fuji. Gee, I wonder if that's going to come into place later. Of course, there's this most random fucking dialogue that just came out of nowhere, and they didn't know any better way to put it in the fucking movie. Like I said, the movie just tries to be way too much, and I guess I could say, in a weird way, it's ambitious, but at the same time, he bit too much. He bit too much off than he could chew. Bit way too much off. Again, you want to say it's about corporations. It's about AVGN being a star. It's about reviewing the Atari game, but then it's about conspiracy on UFOs, and let me have my zombie little movie in between, and all this other stuff. The idea, I'm sitting there going, why do you think the fans who are into your YouTube show will be into any of this? I guess you assume, hey, they like some of the skits in it, some of the videos. But the skits involve the video games, and they don't last too long. And if you look at the comments, people say they enjoyed the review more than the skit, even if they don't mind the skit. There's some exceptions, I'm sure. A lot of times the skits are the worst parts, like the Trauma Toxic Crusaders one, where Lord Common's being annoying as hell. It's like any, I mean, $325,000, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of damn money. Now let me look up movies made for under 300,000. I mean, that's not fair because you have to look at inflation. That's, you know, Halloween was $300,000, but that was 1978. You know, Enter the Dragon. You know, Blair Witch Project made for peanuts, and that had a lot more going for it. Let's see. Napoleon Dynamite cost $400,000. $400,000. Blair Witch Project, some say 60,000, give or take. You know, Clerks was lower than that. I mean, the Napoleon Dynamite. This costs almost as much as Napoleon Dynamite, and you see how much of a better filmmaking that is in terms of editing, in terms of characters, in terms of writing. Was meant to be bad, but it's not funny. It's hard to explain why something isn't funny because it's a subjective, completely subjective thing. And let's say if you try to look at a plot hole, if you try to look at a plot point not making sense, people go, well, of course it doesn't make sense. AVGN characters have made sense with all the things going on with the Moses videos and And he'll do a video where the Top Gun plane leaves the TV screen and goes out the window, or he'll go outside and it's a whole other world with all these little critters and creatures, or again, he'll fly into this, throw the Superman game into the sun. So again, the fact that he does all this crazy stuff in his videos, but then he wants to make it in this real world view, again, was always a weird decision. And then not to include any of the people that people saw in the games, I mean, in the show, that was also strange too. Because the only people that were going to see this were the fans. And, okay, other than James Rolfe, what else as a fan are you getting that you don't be entertained by? Are fans that like someone yelling about a video game going to care about conspiracy theories and this whole backstory of the tinfoil and this alien that is purposely looking like a bad cheap puppet because James likes the low budget cheap practical effects, but does not make it look halfway decent because it's supposed to look bad because he's a fan of stuff like Ed Wood. But again, when you purposely try to make a bad film, it comes off as less charming and more, people just assume you're more of a bad filmmaker. It's very, very tough to make a purposely bad film work. Very, very tough. Again, you look at the ones that people enjoy, they were made by accident. There's a sincerity to it. Here, I don't see a sincerity, and again, there's nothing, no heart to it either. He obviously got a bunch of actors. I would say, trying to have a scope where he's trying to have all these different sets, and him, again, that one bit in the hallway traversing like a video game level. This guy with the arm blown off, so you have some makeup effects there. Wherever this is they're shooting at that they probably rented. But again, if you have people that don't know what they're doing, or if they're not used to it, there's going to be a lot of times they're going to be spending money when there's a lot better ways to spend it, where if you had planned this out and this out and this out and you shot in this place, then it would have saved you a lot more money, and then you'd use that money saved to incorporate more into your post-production or effects or things of that nature. Again, who gives a crap about this general and this giant tinfoil ball? This alien metal, and it's just a little thing of tinfoil. I mean, people just look at it, they go, they think it's as stupid as Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. I mean, that's what James thought. James thought he was going to make an Attack of the Killer Tomatoes type of cult film. And I know they wouldn't say this because they'd be trying. I would bet some of these other people that are actors, they would look at James and go, "This guy's the star of it." Where again, I'm more of a professional actor, but this guy is making the film and he's starring in the film, and he's not doing that great of a job. But I guess I'll follow along because I'm getting paid. Because now you gotta deal with SAG, Screen Actors Guild. Yeah, make sure they paid some type of salary. A lot more going into it compared to just a YouTube video. Again, I think it was much more than they bargained. I would look up IMDb trivia, but it's just like, oh, is there a sequel? And James said no time. Something else. And then James said no time. So someone edited the IMDb trivia to just have a bunch of no time jokes in there. So that's the thing, you know, even if it wasn't, who knows how much was truthful and how much wasn't. Yeah, this guy watching this is how I feel watching this movie. This guy watching this flick on TV that looks like crap. And I'm watching a movie that looks like crap. God, there's an hour left in the movie, man. Jesus. Ah, you think they're having sex, but no, instead it's the power pad. And this show just goes on forever. We get it. The guy thinks they're having sex. They're really doing the power pad. I'm gonna turn on a light. I'm gonna keep the movie going though. Not that I don't miss much of anything. I'll turn on the light. But she gets a phone call and her boss tells her put up or shut up and whatever the hell. And it's sad because, I mean, like I said, James, and I'm at 55 minutes and 22 seconds, just for people wondering where I'm at. Like I said, I like James Rolfe a lot, and I'm not putting on the headphones yet because it's just some I can't even talk. Fuck. Banal, mundane conversation between a girl and her boss that no one gives a rat's ass about. But yeah, I don't really watch much of his channel nowadays. I really don't. The Streamwave guys, I know Mike Matei, I think, helps from time to time now on a video game stuff. Just Mike Matei was much more the angry video game nerd in real life. He was the guy that knew much more about video games, much more into video games. He would get a lot of the footage. He would record a lot of the footage. He would tell James about, hey, NES Ninja Turtles. You could walk over it. And then James found that so funny, and that became one of the big lines in that review. There's a lot of stuff that Mike Matei did that people don't really notice or take credit. Nerds before birds. The fuck does that mean? Nerds before birds. These are the jokes in this movie, man. Nerds before birds. Sound like Biff Tannen from damn Back to the Future. You sound so stupid when you say it wrong. Make it like a tree and get out of here. No, it's beat like a tree and leave, okay? Sounds such stupid when you say it wrong. And James Rolfe is just very much mudding throughout the film. And now, granted, I'm not an actor either. If I star in the film, I would give just as bad, or hell, I would give a worse performance. I know that. I would give a worse performance if I starred in a movie. But I know I'm not much of an actor. Or if I'm going to do it, I'm going to have to tell you, what can I do? If I can't recite dialogue the best, maybe I could do stuff that's more ad-lib and more off the cuff, that feels more natural. And this whole Atari landfill thing, I'm trying to remember if they had already dug up the landfill thing and that was already settled before this film came out. I can't remember. I keep repeating this notion of, okay, he's a well-known figure, he's a popular figure, everyone loves him, and people worship and adore him. I don't understand why go in that direction. It doesn't equate any positive points into the script. God, that's a really bad green screen. I definitely buy that these people are in the same realm as this cliff in the backdrop. Now, I don't know how many of these people are just like, maybe they were winners of a contest. There's my Matane Carl Justin. I think they were just filmed somewhere and then they're just put into this thing. They couldn't really go into. I think they were filming like a green screen. It's like, we'll plug you into the movie. Which I'm sitting there, why aren't they in more of the movie? I know Mike Matei, I think he had no interest in being part of the film. I don't blame him for it. It's one of the smartest decisions, maybe in retrospect, Mike Matei had. I don't want anything to do with the movie. He didn't write the movie. That's the only time he's in the movie. Right here as well. Okay, so two quick little points where it's obviously filmed green screen, just plugged into there. And I think he was working on the Cinemaster website when James was doing this. So you saw a lot more of him, and then people were like, who the hell is this guy? Unbeknownst to them, he's one of the guys that made this worthwhile, and they didn't realize how important this guy was, Mike Matei. And granted, that guy's far from perfect. Oh, this guy here, I forget this guy's name. He's annoying. He did one of those crossovers with James, the Sega Annihilator or something. There was some Sega product that was just one of James's worst episodes. Literally one of the worst. God, what was it? SATA Activator Interactor Miniature with Teeth Apothecary. Teeth Apothecary. So I'm looking at some other stuff. Just checking out some stuff. Oh yeah, isn't this the guy that made the Deems? Yep. They literally had a guy go, "That's the guy that made the Deem." So that answers the question. This is Pat the Indian's Punch. Pat Country. Which he was in the NWC card episode. Oh, yeah, I think that was what. It was the one where it's like there was this. Oh, what was the legend behind it? Not legend, but Nintendo World Championship, where there's this event, 1990. God, I'm trying to think like what the story behind it was. Special Deem cartridges were used, which had the players competing for high scores across 3 Deems: Super Mario Bros., Tetris, and Rad Racer. Winners in each age category took home prizes including $10,000 saving bond, a Geo Metro convertible, and more. And some of them would get these games, like the carts, and apparently if you have that, or the gold one especially, they're worth a lot of money. I mean, a lot of money. Now, if people try to fake it, but yeah, if you have them, it's like, there's a point where people would pay a ton of a ton of dough on it. I'm curious. Like, look at this. Well, you can't see it, but the gray one, $175,000. This guy's selling it. $175,000. This guy's selling one for $75,000. This one, I don't know if people will pay these prices for Nintendo games. For a while, it's like they'll pay these exorbitant amount of prices for video games. Not so much nowadays. So now the girl is in the mock Eiffel Tower in Las Vegas. And nowadays, if someone sees this guy, they go internet superstar. They go, really? I mean, compared to me, yeah, but now, like newer people, if they see this, they go. They look at like PewDiePie, they look at Markiplier, they look at any number of people, and they just see just how much more numbers and subscribers and other people have. Like, if you compare with other people, and sorry about the background of the cast, they love the. Great, he has more than I ever would, and he deserves it. I don't hate the guy. Just 3.8 million is nothing to run home about. Absolutely not. I would never ever see that in my lifetime. But if I look at like other stuff, Eddie VR, a guy I've never heard of, has 7 million subscribers. Silvio Gamer, another person I never heard of, 7.8 million subscribers. The Frustrated Gamer, 2.8 million, and never heard of him. Royalty Gaming, 5.48 million. Like, who's that? Yeah, it's one of those things where, and then you look at like PewDiePie and what's that one guy, Ninja on Twitch, and it is insane compared to all this stuff. So a lot of people could look at this and go, "Who's this guy?" On top of like people that like randomly find this, like they'll look up video games, they're like, "Oh, who's this guy? What the hell is this?" Again, more popular than I ever will be in my entire life. I understand that. And again, I like to respect the guy for doing a lot of stuff. Just a lot of recent mistakes and a really bad movie. Now, of course, we gotta have The Rock because I was in the famous Star Trek episode where Kirk fought the Gorn. It was in Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, and that rock has been used in a lot of other stuff. A lot of other TV shows and other stuff. So he was in a tin can. They rolled it down a hill. It went up and it skidded all the way into Area 51. And these people are too stupid to see it's a mask, apparently. People are too stupid to realize that it's just a cheap Halloween mask. By the end, you're supposed to just accept the stupidity because it's supposed to be stupid on purpose. It's like James barely pushes this stuff because he doesn't want to hurt him or hurt himself, hurt anybody else. God, it's tough to watch this again, man. It really is. Jesus. Like I said, there's that one joke that works for me in this movie. A rectal scanner, of course. I mean, okay, here's the joke. We gotta pull a guy's pants down and put his ass to the thing. Like, those are the jokes. A rectal scanner. I'll live to find one person who laughed at that joke. One person. Of all of you, so I want to find the one person who did it. So in Area 51, you literally have the ET game. Well, he's got eyes. He should be able to notice that. Does it try to hide behind one of those houses or make a run for it? That makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. Why do I keep saying that? Of course it's not supposed to make sense. Well, they got him a comfy chair. This is a comfortable chair. I wonder if it's one of those like, okay, I gotta be in this chair for a while. Can I have a comfy chair at least? So at least I'll feel relaxed when I'm sitting down. And again, the fact that like he says all this stuff about the ET game, and then when he reviews, is like, I think he said it's not that bad or something, or it's not even that good of a review. It's like, it is what it is. Not the worst game ever. Did he say it's not that bad? Something like that. Maybe I'm thinking of a different game. Might have been thinking of a different game. I don't know why I'm trying to listen to this damn dialogue. It ain't worth a shit. The acting sucks, the dialogue sucks, the story sucks, the effects are supposed to suck. Nothing is funny about this damn movie, man. Trying to have this weird cross cutting between the two girls talking and then James tying the chair talking. I would say good. Make these fans explode the smithereens. If you're the type of fan going to a military base, touching and trying to climb electrified fences, maybe you should get blown up. For crying out loud. I mean, I love fans. We all love fans. But again, to go to a military base where you're going to get electrocuted, try to climb the damn fences, it'd be like, yeah, maybe you get pissed off. Piss up the rope. How about them apples? Like, damn. Some bitch. Ridiculous. Yeah, keep slapping the ass of this metal thing. And yeah, so the alien escaped, and if that voice sounds familiar, that's Robbie Rist, who's the voice of Mighty in the 390s Ninja Turtle movies. Which that's definitely not a coincidence that one of the Ninja Turtles voices that character. Like, come on now. I was gonna say, I don't know if Robbie Rist regrets that decision, but it's probably just a job. Got paid for it. There you go. I mean, it's cool to hear Robbie Rist, because it's been forever since I've heard his voice in something. When I hear his voice, I always get the nostalgia mind meld of those 90s Ninja Turtle movies. But God, the look of this creature, I mean, they have the eye move, but goddamn. Tupac, Elvis, and Michael Jackson. Like the lamest, most obvious jokes. Yeah, those people are alive, and there's the fake moon landing. Because why not? And now let's have killer robots that are purposely made to look like cheap ass toys. Again, when you see stuff like this, again, you just picture the people that spent their money on this movie. You picture the people that obviously they didn't know what the story was. And granted, it's their money. You always take a chance whenever you do an Indiegogo Kickstarter and you put your money in. You're not going to know what the end product is, so it's like a lottery. You never know what you're going to get. You may win, you may lose. Maybe not everybody. For the people who put their money into this, they sincerely enjoy it. That's cool. But I think for a lot of people, they saw this and they just felt like they lost. You know what you do in any video game movie? Go around with this goofy looking puppet while people in cardboard robot suits are walking around. Of course, oh, the Ghostbusters night shooting text. Oh my god, man. Of course, there's going to be the reference to Top Gun. And there's going to be the reference to Top Gun, of course. Oh my god, man. Sorry, I kind of ran out of stuff to say about this damn thing, man. And we got about 29 minutes left of the movie. You guys said, did this have to be almost 2 hours long? I guess he really thought I was going to give people their money's worth, I guess. I guess. Jesus. And then this guy's like being talked to by his mom about Foot Massage Friday. I'm sorry, if you're a mom and you're forcing your son to give you foot massages, you need to go to some kind of Betty Ford clinic. I mean, like, everything has to be so overzealous. Even the spin, like, can't just be like an actual spit take. It's gotta be. And this is all the Godzilla, of course, the kaiju stuff. At the end, you're kind of sitting there going, this is what people wanted from an AVGN movie. They wanted this. I don't know what the fuck to even describe it, man. James is wanting to put everything he can to go, I want to make a Godzilla movie. Well, I can't have Godzilla. I want to make a kaiju movie. I want to make an aliens, low budget, cheesy sci fi film. I want to make a zombie movie. Okay, but I incorporate the characters well. So, put all this stuff in there. Jesus. And then on top of that, it's like, what the hell was I going to say? It's funny, I had a brain fire. I was going to say something. I wonder what Robbie Riss was. I mean, he accepted it, but like he's looked at this dialogue and go, "What the hell am I saying? This and the Atari games and like, what the fuck?" Like, it is like, hey, I was on the Brady Bunch. I was cousin Oliver. I know how it is to get hate, so just go with it. Jesus. There's my Mate again. Oh my god, man. Sorry to hear the background noise. The cats, at times, they like to play with their food outside. Or accidentally spill stuff outside with the food. There's more than one, and they don't really fight, but it's just like, no, I'm eating, no, I'm eating. I know, like, you really give a shit. Just I'd rather talk about that than this fucking movie. Again, this ending feels like it's going on fucking forever. They're in the plane. They gotta explain stuff that no one needs to explain. Then you got this stuff with the Eiffel Tower, the fake Eiffel Tower, and then a fight that no one's going to give a crap about a fight between these two. No one's going to give a shit. Then this wannabe kaiju thing, and yeah, I'm sure James thought he was doing something that was very ambitious, and look at all the footage we're getting, and people enjoy it because it gives you a little bit of everything. It gives you, again, comedy, it gives you action, it gives you big monster kaiju action, it gives you zombie. It just reminds you of stuff that you've seen done better. Kaiju stuff, many movies you've seen done better. Zombie stuff you've seen done better. Instead, you have lackluster special effects that you'll give leniency on a YouTube video, but when it's an independent film, just like if this was anybody else, we would be making fun of some of these effects. Like the model work here and stuff. You say maybe there's a bit of a charm on that and stuff, but I don't know, man. I don't care about this lady and this other lady fighting. I don't think anybody in the universe cared about this. They could have completely taken all that out and no one have given a shit. This does not need to be 2 damn hours long. It just doesn't. Does not. Each time I see a group of people, I wonder if there's like cameos or family members or people he knows. Like, I wonder if these folks are anybody, these two getting married. And if this means anything, I don't know. Oh, in case you forget, there's this whole thing going on here with the fans and the fence and the general and the tank. Oh my god. I'm starting not saying anything. I'm just kind of sitting there knowing. Well, he landed the plane, but he couldn't land the plane, so he parachutes. So him and the fake ET are floating down. I'll say it's still better than Newty. Talking about ET. Well, that's an ET ripoff. It's still better than Newty. I'll give you that. That's probably the most positive thing I can say. It's better than Newty. It's better than Things. It's better than Feeders 1 and 2. It's better than a lot of movies out there, but still pretty damn bad. So, that means they had to build all this stuff for it to destroy this model work. And each time I see a group of people, I wonder if there's going to be some cameos he got in there of family or friends, or if it's just specific actors he hired. And each time they run, is always that run in place. So it always looks fake and stupid. I mean, even actual Godzilla films don't do that. Dan, these must be like either fans or people that win a contest or other people he just knows and got them to be able to incorporate into this. So the lady fell and disappeared through the water. Like the fountain of water is like an invisible barrier. When you go through, you just disappear. Jesus. Even this creature looks like there's popsicle sticks for his ears. Looks like these things look like cleaned up popsicle sticks. Fuck's sake, glued on popsicle sticks. But just all these auto models they had to build, and that had to take time and money too. If people just want to see funny, witty reviews, again, it was a bad decision to. Really, he should have just created his own movie character, whatever, and say, "Listen, I'm doing this movie. People don't want to donate, fine, but this is what I'm doing. This is the goals I have." But I think he knew that if the video game nerd, people would send their money. He knew that that'd be the only way to succeed in financing a movie. But the popularity of the AVGN character. So the aliens get all the ET games from everywhere. So there's Doug Walker, the nostalgia critic. There's Lord Kaufman. Which, of course, he had to have all of his trauma shit behind him to advertise it. So, in this case, just as many cameos as we can. We got Doug Walter, Nostalgia Trade. We got Lord Kaufman. And I don't know who the hell all these other people are. And who these other people are, I don't know. So now he's sucking all the ET games into this one area. Okay. Because they all get together to form a new spaceship. Why not? My God, there's 15 minutes left in the fucking movie, man. Such a stupid fucking film. Guess they don't want the alien to blow it up because you can't have the alien be a killer, so have these people be so stupid enough that they go off the cliff. Not even like they're firing, maybe there's dust in their way so they can't see it, then they go off the cliff. It's literally just... The guy clearly says there's a cliff over, but he just goes over anyway because, again, they're all stupid. They're all stupid. Even the military people are like, yeah, let's go run with the fans. Man, you have your strong female woman needing to rescue the black guy, the damsel in distress, because it'd be sexist if she was the damsel in distress, so... Well, no. I was proved wrong. He jumped for her. I don't know what he was going to do in jumping for her. What, cushion her fall? Pretty stupid. Like, I don't jump towards her for what fucking reason? Just we have them beamed up. Or learn how to fucking aim your good shot at the salad dish. So they shot the satellite dish and went to over here, and then for some reason the creature decided to put on the typical Joe fake nose, fake glasses that just came out of nowhere, and then he flew away. And even the aliens, like, I don't know. You want me to explain? Nah. Because they're fucking lazy on that. It's like, nah. I'm like, that's just stupid. Cringe. Stupid ass. Jesus. Stupid, 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 stupid. Oh, stupid. It's funny. He says true wretchedness is you need to copy. He just explained his movie. The sincerity as a protector of failure, suddenly E.T. is what makes it memorable all these years and decades later. Because there's a ton of bad games, but it's become legend. And he kind of just, that's his own movie, is his own shit. And the fans are like, who the hell are those two? Where's Kyle? Where's Mike Matei? Where are they at? Where's the guitar guy? Like, who are those guys? Oh my god. I'm just waiting for this damn thing to be over, please. I got nothing else to say. I ran out of stuff to say like 20 minutes, 30 minutes ago. I really did. Okay, I'm done. 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 Let me be done. Let me get the hell out of here, shit. Let me get out of here. My god. Get the hell out of here. Oh my god. Be done already. Damn. Fine, I'll get to reviewing the damn game. Which is one of his worst reviews, honestly. To be one of his worst damn reviews. And you realize why he never wanted to review this game, because there wasn't much to talk about. Kevin Finn. Who the hell is Kevin Finn, by the way? April Rolfe and James Rolfe. April Rolfe, I'm sorry, what does she know about making movies? Again, the fact that he says it and then the crowd's like, ha ha ha, yeah. So obnoxious. like egotistical, obnoxious, and I like how he talks about how it extends the neck, but it's not even in the movie that it extends the neck. Instead, it's like his mouth or something. I guess they did that just to make sure not to be considered an ET copyright ripoff. Again, the review such is not that funny. Sorry, I'm just listening to the review. I apologize. I'm not saying anything. Like I said, I thought the review Spoonie 1 did for this was a lot funnier. Like this one, like you tell James is like acting more heavily with this game. Again, lot. I know, I know, I know. I'm being silent, folks. I know. Frustrating, challenging. More sophisticated than anything. He doesn't know why the game got that reputation because it's a piece of crap game. For the reasons he mentioned. Wow, this is 2014, so this is 10 years ago. I didn't realize that. That's crazy. So he finally did his AVGN. Finally did his review of ET. It's not the worst game in the world. It's ambitious. So he wasn't even that mad or angry about it. So that was really all for nothing. This game, this, fuck this movie, man. This piece of shit. I'm done. I like was silent for like 10 minutes, 5 minutes, listening to his damn review. I know it wasn't really much excitement for it, but goddamn, I'm fucking done. I'm done. I'm done. Fuck this movie. Later.